Hello, this is Malorian, and this is going to be covering a rematch game that my Welsh Legion, an Empire army, had against my friend Seabo's Beastmen. So, looking at the first picture here, this is just a fast picture of our two generals, and just to show off the vast disparity between them. You know, he has this crazy Minotaur Lord Doom Bull that has this 1+ save, strength 6. It gets more attacks. Or strength 7. It gets more attacks every time you it makes a save, and it's just a real monster. And meanwhile, I just have this general of the Empire with a shield. That's it. So, yeah, it'll be an interesting matchup. Looking at the board here, his side on the left, you can see I have some huntsmen there hidden behind that one building. He has a unit of Ungor Raiders, 2 units of hounds behind the first one. He has some minotaurs with great weapons behind the second one. He has a big unit of gores with a BSB, and then he has a spawn beside them. And then on the right side, you can see he had some unit of gores there with, or ungors with shields. They look like spears, but none of his guys have spears. He has a chariot. He has another spawn, more ungors, 15 of them with just shields, and behind them a big unit of gores with his doom bull. Then he has another chariot, some more Ungor Raiders with a shaman in there, and then on the far right he has more Minotaurs with a great weapon. On my side on the left, now the way I'm going to be describing my army is I have two different types of formations. I either have swordman formations, which is 25 swordsmen full command with a detachment of 9 swordsmen and a detachment of 5 free company, or I have these spearmen detachments, which are pretty much just like the swordman ones, except they have spears, and then instead of free company, they have archers instead. So anyway, looking from left to right, I have a swordman formation, that one there has my oh no, it's next one over. The next one, the spearman formation, has my BSB on it. Back on the hill there, I can see I have 3 cannons, and the middle one has a master engineer. Then I have a spear formation, swordman formation, and you can see in the spearman one my generals there, that metal model, some woods, and on the far right I have my swordman formation. So, looking at this battle, he has both his big main units in the center, and I know they can be a real problem, but I know I can bait them out. You know, if they beat you in combat, they can only pursue d6 instead of the full 2d6. So if I can easily just let things die and then let him run out. But those characters, his Minotaur characters, just hit so hard, so I have to be so careful. And at the same time, in this list, he has chariots and spawns running around. So really, I just have some units on the left that are just going to rush up to try and deal with his Ungors and try and threaten flanks. The units on the right should be able to deal with the Minotaurs, and in the middle, I'm just going to try and see what I can do. Alright, so getting right to it, Empire turn 1, I win first turn, and those huntsmen, they go into the building. They're just going to be behind it because I can't really put them inside. The left swordman formation moves up, some detachments move up. You can see that my shooting phase was disastrous because my right cannon exploded and is gone. My left cannon misfired and can't shoot next turn. And then here on the right side, you can just see that I have some detachments moving up, and I'm just kind of holding back because, you know, I kind of expected my cannons were going to do a lot. I was going to try and destroy those chariots, but no, my chariots were just giving me bad luck, and so it was a bad start to the match. Because this picture here shows everything I killed in that first turn. That one cannon that didn't misfire killed 1 Ungor. Oh no, wait, sorry. All cannons did nothing. This Ungor was actually killed by an archer. So, woohoo, go team. So, Beastman turn 1. His units are moving up. His Minotaurs there are looking to threaten my huntsmen inside the building. His other units are trying to move up, but he's kind of march blocked, so that's slowing him down a bit, which is just fine for me. And also I should mention too that in that big left unit of Gores as his BSB, you can kind of make out that the unit in the front rank on the far left is kind of reddish. That's another Gore character, whatever it's called. So I'm going to have to deal with that guy. And then on the right side here, he's kind of just moving up. His one chariot he didn't really give himself much room, so it's swinging around behind the trees there to get to the right flank. Kind of hard to see in this picture, but anyway, his Minotaurs are pushing far up, just trying to get up the pressure, and magic doesn't really do anything. I'll mention when it does do something, but for the most part, I mean, I have no magic whatsoever, and his one mage doesn't really do very much. So Empire turn 2, I have the detachment of the less swordsman formation going up to deal with those Ungors, while the parent block is just kind of turning around to deal with the center. The huntsmen leave the building, just kind of move out and march block everything, and then for the most part I'm still just holding back. Here on the right flank, that one detachment just swings around so that if the Minotaurs charge it, it'll just be giving me a perfect flank charge with my parent block. So we'll see if he falls for that one. And my one cannon that gets to shoot actually does something and destroys a left chariot. So that's not too bad. Beastmen turn 2. So his hounds there charge my huntsmen. I beat them and they hold, which is great because right now they're doing their job of march blocking, plus they're pinning in those Minotaurs. So I would be very happy if they just held those guys up forever. His Ungors shoot at my free company there, and they kill a few. Here is just a close-up picture of those brave huntsmen, really making a lot of trouble for the Beastmen. And then here on the right flank, he's just kind of moving up his Ungors just to try and break up my formation and clear things up for himself. And then on the right side, he kind of surprised me, and he's just kind of showing me his flank to his Minotaurs because he didn't want to fall for that trap. He knew what was going on, and at the same time moved up the chariot. So he knows that if I charge him, he'll probably even beat me. And yeah, that was kind of an interesting move. And his other idea was that if I don't do anything, he can have a huge counter charge. So we'll have to see how that works out. Empire turn 3. So my units on the left of those detachments are just still moving up to deal with the Ungors. Otherwise, I have some detachments moving up just to bait that big unit of his. And in combat, actually, those archers, they just have javelins. They beat the one unit of hounds, and they ran away and were gone. And my huntsmen, unfortunately, even though I hoped they were just going to not do much, they got slaughtered. They slaughtered the hounds. So all of a sudden now those Minotaurs have a clear way through, which is not very good. You also see that my BSB, because he doesn't have much shooting, well, really much at all, is out in the middle there just to kind of cover a lot of areas, while at the same time not have to worry about that BSB of his charging me. Here's just a close-up of those poor huntsmen, which are about to be slaughtered. And then on the right flank, I'm just moving up detachments to go and redirect or block those Ungor units. And what I tried to do was I tried to charge with the free company to the flank of the Minotaurs, because I still liked the way that would play out, and I'd be able to still, I think, counter them. But it didn't matter because I failed my fear test. So now I'm at his mercy, which isn't very good. So Beastmen turn 3. His one unit of Ungors charges my free company, beats them up. His Minotaurs charge my one detachment there, my huntsman. I flee, get caught. He goes to redirect into another detachment. I decide to flee, that's why they're behind. And now his unit's right there, perfect for a flank charge. Otherwise, his units are just moving up. And then on the right flank, his Ungors charged my one archers there, and beat them and overrun into this block here. And on the right side, what happened here is that his chariot charged into the one detachment of free company. I held so that it would line up and not get in the way, and then his Minotaurs charged my main block there. I fled, got away, but then he redirected into that poor detachment unit, slaughtered it. Chariot went off the board, and then those Minotaurs are just ending up where they are there. So yeah, things are getting a little bit bloody now, and the combat's going to heat up, so I'll see you in the second video. Okay.